Hey guys, this is LoneConspirator, and I've come up with a new video, which is actually an update or a modification to the video I did on destructible roadblocks. I had a viewer say that he wanted to disable the triangle on the mine and disable the AI or the unit calling out that he spotted a mine. Kind of a hassle to do that and still use a mine, so this is a workaround which is probably a lot simpler. You can do all of this in the editor. You don't need to modify any config files or anything. So I've set up a scenario here, 3 HESCO barriers, and if you're going to recreate this, and this will work for most objects just like in my previous video, if you're trying to destroy a roadblock or a vehicle, this should work. So what you need to do is place down 3 HESCO barriers, or 3 objects, or any object for that matter if you just want to put one. But what we're going to do is we're going to blow a hole, basically blow out this middle HESCO barrier so we can pass through. You're going to place down a you can use a number of different objects. This is the one that I found that is working. There's probably other objects that work too. You can experiment with that. But for now, place down an explosives ammo box and double click it. Give it a name. The variable name I gave in this case is sparky. And then in the init box, type in hide object, one word, space sparky, or whatever name you make this variable, semicolon, and then click OK. Now what that's going to do is that's going to make this box invisible. It'll still be there, but you won't be able to touch it or see it or anything like that. This is the object that we're going to actually be destroying to set off our little trigger. Speaking of triggers, place down a trigger. Activation is none. Type is none. In the condition box, type in exclamation point alive, all one word, space sparky, which is the name of your ammo box. And put a semicolon on the end just for neatness. Now, I'm going to put this line in the description below, but you can copy it from here as well. Or you can copy and paste it from the description. In the activation box, you're going to type in bomb. You can use any name you want, but in this case I'm using bomb. Equals, quote, and then B, I'm not sure if it's a 0 or no, I'm pretty sure that's an O. BO underscore GBU12 underscore LGB. Now what this is the class name for the GBU, or the bomb that the planes drop. Space createVehicle, space, open parentheses, getpos, GETPOS, space sparky, which is the name of your ammo box, close parentheses, semicolon. What this does is when we blow up the ammo box, it's going to create this bomb. And it's going to create it at the spot where that ammo box is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set that bomb off. So you're going to type in bomb space setdammage space number 1 semicolon, and then another space, and this is where we basically blow up the HESCO barrier or whatever object that you're trying to destroy, whether it be a roadblock, a vehicle wreck, or whatever the case may be. Type in deleteVehicle, all one word, space middle. Now middle is the name that I gave the HESCO barrier, and end it with a semicolon. Middle can be any name you want. So if you go to the HESCO barrier over here, you see that I called it middle. Now if I want to call it something else, let's say I want to call it Fred. Alright, so I changed its name to Fred. Go back to the trigger and change middle to Fred. Now that's just for people that are a little less experienced in scripting. I know some of this stuff I'm moving through rather quickly without covering covering things and holding your hand. But you can go back to my original video, and I'll put a link to that in the description below, so that you can take a look at that. That holds your hand a little bit more. I think that was an older version of Arma as well. I think that was before Apex. Some things have changed. but it should pretty much carry you through. So now we've got our trigger set up. We've got our ammo box configured. Everything's in place. So let's test it. So go to play scenario. Now I have an explosives expert, so he's already got the explosives. Put whatever explosive charge you're going to use. In this case, I'm just using a basic explosive charge. And we're going to get some distance between us and the explosion. And then when you set off the charge, touch off one bomb. Nice big explosion. And the way has been cleared for us to go through. Now this more or less works the same way that I described in the first video, but it uses a way that you don't have to use a mine so that the units aren't calling it out, because that does seem a little hokey, because you're not going to see a mine at an object that you're going to try to blow up. A mine really has nothing to do with it. So this way of doing it is probably a little cleaner, and you may like it better. So that's it. I am on the road to 300 subscribers. I want to thank everybody that subscribed. So if you would like to join the group of co-conspirators, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and I'll see you in the next video.